Yeah.
Badly, yeah.
May he remain or recover and get back into good health and remain there. Just that.
Absolutely.
Stay away from pizza dough fleshlights.
Stop cross.
Okay.
Stop crossing very much. But yeah, he's going to. Yeah, here he did it.
Oh, no.
Remove himself from the server. Yeah. It's a bad form to be a part of the campaign server when you're not part of the campaign. Yeah, I talked to him about it. But, or moreover, he told me about it. But, yeah. With his departure, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. Get your feelings sorted.
Okay.
It's a sudden departure, certainly. But afterwards, it will be combat. Samuel is KO'd for the fight.
KO!
KO!
Exactly. Luckily, it's a KO and not a fatality.
Yeah.
That's a distinct difference. One has many spines involved.
Yeah. So, 5-minute break, drinks, coffee, combat abilities to read up on. Do what you do. For once, I'm not leaving for this. I'll be
Hey,
here the whole time.
question. Since this is like 6 hours, would this technically... No, never mind. Y'all wizards would all have your old spells.
That is true. It hasn't been long enough.
I would say... Well, I'll wait for him to come back. But I would say that since this is the last watch, that they would have had the spell slots recovered. Not necessarily different spells.
Yeah, because you have to spend like, I think it's a minute per or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay,
But
I
yeah,
only
you guys-
changed one spell, so...
Wait, did no one take advantage of the 5-minute break?
Well, I'm gonna go get coffee now. I was just... I wanted to hear that.
I'm
Okay.
gonna make a cup of tea.
I mean, to be fair, I'm
See you in a
always
bit.
multitasking.
Yeah, I know. It's irrelevant to you, but for the remaining...
But my shower's cleaned out.
Hey,
Let's
nice.
go down.
Do you just, like, sit on your headset while just doing housework and stuff?
Yeah, totally. I can't just sit down, like,
That's great.
I can't. Plus, it, like I said, makes my wife less salty about me spending like 7 hours playing a game on Saturday.
Because you're just busy doing stuff anyways during it. That's fair.
Yeah, like, oh,
I
I'm gonna
multitask
clean my house.
by playing Slay the Spire.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yo, dibs on his Manax potions.
Yeah,
Easily arranged.
you guys are free to extract
Ludus
any
corpse.
belongings of his. It's not his corpse, but like obviously, like
Yeah.
his utility could actually save your life on the mission. So
It's not, but it is.
yeah, I mean, I think that's like the tacitly agreed upon thing for every adventure is
no,
that
that's
when
definitely-
someone goes away, their body is fair game.
You're not gonna use this, are you? I mean, it gets kind of weird if you're a lizard folk and you're like, hey, that dude's dead, but I sure am hungry.
I could really go for a snack right now, and Jimmy over there, he didn't skip leg day.
I just
Well, he won't come back
watched
when
a
I'm
video
dead.
about.
What do you want? Someone that didn't skip a leg day when you want a little fat on the bone?
Like some
Marbling?
people like just me. Some people like a little marbling. Depends.
Fair enough.
Dude,
I'm the
it's
marbling
sad.
guy.
It's the saddest thing ever. Like seeing
What?
someone that's all like jacked up with these itty bitty little chicken legs. I'm like, dude, come on. You're gonna tip over.
Yep. One well-placed kick on to that knee, and you know.
What about that heel?
Yeah,
Make
dude,
Achilles proud or
It's
sad.
not a good look. Though actually, you know, I was when I was doing some rotations in the hospital, I was talking to chiropractors, and they're like, "You should never do squats or deadlifts."
Really?
You in specific, or you as in people in general?
People in general, because the thing is, like, you are putting multiple hundred of pounds of weight on a spine.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like the human body isn't designed for us to purposely begin putting extra like stress
No,
on it on purpose.
Definitely not, because we're supposed to carry the weight on our hips.
Yeah, like we're not designed for it. It's just a vanity
Like-
thing.
Could we carry 200 extra pounds? Yes, we could. If we
Well, we
did our
don't-
hip.
Well, also like the thing is like in evolution, like how often did that situation come up where like suddenly our daily lifting load just increased by 2 a day? Like
Oh,
Yeah,
good
it's
It's like it would have never happened all the way until now.
point. Working out like that has really been like a very recent endeavor, hasn't it? Like past 100 years or something.
I mean, working out like that, I would say yes. I would say I passed like 150, but working out in general, no, definitely not.
not even that much. It started like the grandfather of bodybuilding was essentially Eugene Sandoval in 1932, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was thinking like 19 towards like strongmen. You know, that sort of those sort of
Yeah,
people.
the strongman existed before that.
Oh, okay.
Hard
But
lives.
Eugene Sandal was the first like mesomorphic body. Like
I personally, if I had to, acquire such tough people, I get a navvy, which is what the British used to build the railroads. It's a short for navigational engineer, and they were fed. It took a year to train a navvy, and they were fed only a diet of meat and beer, and they could work immensely hard and long hours.
so a lot of them were Irish as well.
Why? Well, it's the British Isles, so probably yeah.
Yeah, especially considering how they treat people. But yeah, that's besides the point.
What the fuck? Hello.
If you go back
Hi.
100 years in time and tell a random person on the street, 100 years from now, there will be specific buildings with specific rooms where people will do work for no other reason than to do work. Get out of here.
Volunteer
Oh,
efforts.
is it not?
Hey, that's the guy.
Alright, let me change up the music because we're going into. I've been doing this the whole time.
You know what? I'm wrong. Yeah, he started in the late 19th, early 20th century.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Because the popular circus images, the
strong man.
The strong man, and it's like a guy that's built. Bioshock Infinite
the
does a
underhanding
fantastic.
boxing style.
Yeah, the Bioshock Infinite does a hilarious and fantastic depiction of those portraitures and stuff like that. Yeah, I was like, there had to have been some basis before that. That's what I was thinking. I defer to you. You're much more knowledgeable on the subject.
Oh no, that was definitely a thing. Sure, I mean, going back as far as you can, competitions of strength were definitely. I mean, think about even
Rome
the Romans and the freaking
I was about to say these guys wearing Roman sandals. So
Considering we were mostly farmers, and farming is a really hard life if you don't have modern
muscle.
tech. Yeah.
that's a really hard life if you do.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, farming's a hard life.
It's a hard knock life.
Which is so crazy. I was just talking to my wife, about our founding fathers, and I'm like, do you realize how exceptional these people were? They were farmers, they were soldiers, they were generals, they were philosophers, they were theologians, they were politicians. These dudes did all of that.
Yeah, a Renaissance education.
Yeah, that's the thing. We look at it now, we call it, the jack of all trades, master of none, but that's not what they were. They were a jack of all trades, master of one. They knew everything. Not everything, that's hyperbole, but
for the time, they probably knew nearly everything.
they had a peripheral knowledge of most things.
Approximate knowledge, one might say.
Oh yes.
Frank, the human boy. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
we would consider it creepy now, but Victorian age, Englishmen with the single
bought.
men would literally, they would they would not foster, but oh god, what's the word I want to use for
encourage, advocate.
Not nanny, but foster, ward. They would take other married people's children under their wing and go out and teach them
Apprentice?
how to canoe, teach them how to do art. They would go out and they would take these kids and until they started their own family.
That's the equivalent of a godparenthood.
Kinda, yeah, essentially like that. But yeah, they would they would be very active in these kids' lives, and you're like, man, that's so strange. And we think of it oh, that's kind of creepy now. And I'm sure there was probably
Yeah,
some of that, but
There's a different standard at the time though, because like I think in the Victorian era, like had like children were seen as like sort of a nuisance, isn't it?
They were viewed as small adults, not children.
Yeah.
because I mean, think about it. By the time you were 15, you were taking over your father's business. Like,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they sort of had to.
Life
Time to get out.
expectancy.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom.
Okay.
Have you ever seen one of
Uh-huh.
those documentaries about how dangerous a Victorian home really is?
I've read about it a bit.
Holy
yeah, I
shit.
believe
Yeah.
So many things that could kill you.
Yeah, that's why you hear like all these unsolved murders where it's like, oh, this dude just like got murdered in his house and no one like thought otherwise of it. Like,
Yeah, because
wait, what?
people would think, oh, hey, they probably just tripped.
Changing a light bulb could get you zapped. Because the wires were just, out in the open.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Touching a live wire?
You touch a
Like,
wall, you're electrocuted.
burn the power off.
You know what's
Could
a
just
great
flip the
show?
break them.
What?
It's called The Nick. It was on, I think it was like Showtime or Stars or something. But anyway, it's really good, and it's about like a 1910 New York City hospital called
Oh,
The
okay.
Nick, and it's about like all these surgeries and stuff. It stars Clive Owen, and he's like a coke addict. He's like a coke addicted surgeon.
I could see him being a coke addict. Yeah.
Dude, it's so good. And like they basically just use like raw heroin and coke as like painkillers for like patients, and then all the
Oh my
doctors
gosh.
get high on it, and then they invent all these new surgical procedures. It's such a good show, but it has a lot of that type of thing in it. Just really dangerous, hard living in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
kind of staggering to think that every living thing has an unbroken lineage all the way back to whatever life came out of in some way or
Yeah, yeah.
other.
Mhm.
If you imagine how many things can kill you along the way, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah, if you made it to now, be
A
assured
lot of
your
people
family is from strong stock.
It sometimes makes you wish the Animus from Assassin's Creed was real. Sometimes.
That means that I heard a really
Oh,
cruel
yeah.
joke.
Hmm.
It's like this dude was like, he was this dude who like didn't have kids, and this guy was like, "Congratulations, you failed to do the one thing everyone in your family since the dawn of time has managed to do. You are officially the worst person in your family." Okay, out.
You know,
First
he's
off,
not wrong. You think about it.
Evolutionary dead end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some of the truth is generally more the most hateful thing.
Mhm.
That cuts the deeps when you know it's the truth.
Yeah. It's like the only reason, or the only thing that we really do evolutionary is just have kids and eat, really.
Pork down while getting spork. Anyways.
Pretty much.
Not my best joke.
Well,
I mean, yeah, every society starts with three things, like survive, breed, eat.
mm.
I think drink would come before eat.
Actually, if you
Nourishment,
eat,
whatever.
Fair.
if you eat enough, you don't have
Yeah, because
proper food. You don't need to drink that much because you get a lot of the water you need from the food you eat.
That's
Yeah,
also like
if you
saying,
eat
oh, there's
the right
water
stuff.
in soda. It's like, well,
I
Oh my
mean,
God.
I
I
went a
literally-
whole month without drinking
without drinking what?
water.
Huh. Like intentionally,
drink a
or
lot
did
of
you just like
Monsters,
get to the end of the
but-
month, you're like, oh shit.
Like, the reason I mention this because you have the thing where people say, "Oh, you should drink X liters of water every day." You don't. You really don't.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's harmful.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It
because
can
isn't it you can, like, if you drink it in
A
such
return.
a huge quantity.
Ah.
Hello?
Hyponatremia, yep.
You can, like, yeah, you can, like, drown your brain or something.
So essentially what you do is you create a a fluid imbalance where you wash out too many of the ions and nutrients in your body, and well, you need those ions because those ions are what fuel the synaptic clefts in your body that help your muscles move.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, cause I heard it was like you dilute your blood or something. I was like,
I don't know how to diet. Well, I mean, sort of, so that goes into like the isotonic, hypotonic solutions, where like if you become hypertonic, like your blood cell essentially bloats. So that could be what that was referring to.
maybe, yeah. It's just something I heard. So.
Yeah, I mean, there is some truth to that. It's so weird looking too, because when they bloat, they look like someone just threw like a stain of jelly or something.
Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do anything, and you'll die shortly after, but
Oh.
it's not good. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's
What inspired this gruesome talk?
No clue.
Don't really
Victorian
remember at
era?
this point.
Victorian era. That seems like a very good starting point.
I think we just trailed off from.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're all back. Yes.
I believe.
Affirmative.
Bradley's not.
Bradley, but
No, I made it first. I knew you were going to, and I beat you to it.
can we take a
Well,
time?
here. Drown your voices out of that. Alright, so don't do it.
Be best.
To do, I will draw a really shitty fireplace.
Oh, is this the? Yeah.
Witcha.
Hunter be hunted specifically, the best combat track on the in the whole game.
No, it's super good.
It was pretty good actually.
So your
Yeah,
guys'
I'll
fire.
Friendly reminder to those of us who got the nice little spell from Rajan, that would be gone now. So
Yeah, the 5 additional hit
max
points.
health.
Yeah, it's back.
You know what's funny? I was gonna dump my second level for the last people that were on watch, but I was like,
No, we're fine.
nah, we don't need that.
That's fine. Oh shit, Bradley's like, or Samuel's like,
Samuel, Bradley.
I keep forgetting Witchstalker is literally a large-sized creature, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, I don't know where he would be. Feel free to throw us where.
So these are the logs that you guys would be sitting on. Why can I never? I can never select. What the fuck?
Dude, you know what the best thing
there
is?
we go. Yeah.
My AC just went from 17 to 11.
Oh, because you don't have armor.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
Showdown.
How do I get my token on here instead of just the square?
Just go.
No, I changed it for you. So just drag it like you would normally, and it will be there instead.
Okay, so I'm just dragging my pick on here, and then it goes like that.
That's weird. Hold on, let me see. I could have swore I updated. Yeah, that's weird. I have your token default token optional update. Here, let me try it. Okay,
Yeah.
it works when I do it. Weird.
You've got the wrong permissions on it or something.
I can't move it.
Oh yeah, she might not have permissions to it.
Yeah, if you put her as
I did last week.
being able to move it.
Well, she should have permissions though. I know. I see. Yep. Hold on. Yeah, give me a second. Controlled by mouse, and then save changes, and then I will update that.
Woo!
And
It
then
works.
yes, delete token. You select a token. All right. So from now on, you should be able to.
Did I get?
Wait, did you say
Hooray,
we have
thank
our
you.
spell slots back or no?
You have your spell slots back, but for the wizard, you have not changed your spell slots.
Crap
Okay.
balls. Okay.
Ah, okay, we might need to put the spells back then.
I was about to dump
Yeah,
all
you
three
have your
of these
spell-
spells into my.
If only.
Yeah, you
I've
have your
only
spell
changed one,
slots.
so
Yeah, you have your spell
That's
slots,
fine.
just not. Yeah.
that's fine. I only changed one, so.
Hey,
That's
oh,
fast.
off the top of your head, what's studded leather? It's like 12
What?
AC?
Yeah, 12 plus dex.
Okay, so I need to take off 2 points.
You can sleep in studded leather.
I don't have to take off 2 points.
Yeah, you just can't sleep in medium or heavy.
Is there an actual rule for that? Because I just looked it up.
Yeah, I forget where it's at, but
I think
it's,
it said Xanathar had something.
I'm pretty sure it is medium armor. You have to roll for a point of exhaustion, and heavy armor you get one.
Why is Samuel in the league?
Are you
No, not
speed
that
up?
Samuel. Sandra.
Because everyone's moving their tokens around. I'm like, fucking just going swimming now.
Okay, cool. We're doing initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm just gonna say I'll sleep in here. That'll do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put like tents and bedrolls for each and every one of you. Fucking much.
Yeah. I think I've only got a bedroll anyway, so sleeping out in nature, yo.
Yo, what up?
I hate
I'll let your
nature.
boy.
Damn,
What's up,
nature.
Brett? Still getting
You're
it to say.
Okay, so there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I need to do here. So, there are basically four archetypes, and I'm just gonna, instead of having like 20 bajillion numbers for each of them, I'm just going to group them all into each archetype for initiatives.
Oh,
'cause-
bless. That's a lot of dudes then, probably.
Oh god.
This is what happens when you go to sleep while hunting down creatures. They hunt you instead.
Okay.
Wait, oh
Can we just like...
god. Wait, where?
No?
That's...
I said
That would explain a lot, doesn't it? That would certainly explain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I found us a good place to stay. I'll just say.
You did your
Well,
best.
no, it is no fault to rush in. I'll explain to you guys afterwards.
These fuckers probably tunneled their way here.
Correct. Not only did I look into Viet Cong tunnels, I also looked into World War I sappers.
What's that?
They're the people that dug from one trench line to the other trench line in utter silence. They mined their way from trench line to sabotage.
Oh, that's
And then
dope.
they said explosives.
It's an immensely dangerous job because the other side's doing the same exact shit.
So you might bump into
Oh
each
god,
other.
yes.
You might bump into them, you might hear them through the tunnel, and you all have explosives.
Woo!
Okay.
I read a couple of accounts of when their tunnels actually did collide or like meet or like have a hole, and it is described as some of the most vicious combat using shovels, pickaxes, like little like ice pick knives because like it was just so damn hot down there. Like it's some of the most vicious combat I've like.
I would
It's
imagine.
terrible.
Because you can't
Oh
shoot a
my
bullet,
God.
because you're gonna kill literally everyone if you hit something.
Yeah.
Exactly, and they couldn't just detonate the explosives there because then, well, some people did. Some people did. If they lost, they just blew the whole thing up.
I mean,
But yeah,
their graves are already dug, so I guess,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that means
it's
that
fucked up.
you know how people got determined to be sappers in that time.
They actually just found psychopaths and miners.
Huh.
Miners more exclusively, but yeah, psychopaths were definitely among.
I feel like
Or
those
like
two
not
don't overlap.
designated psychopath, but like on the psychopath spectrum, more towards that side. So yeah, they recruit just outside the mines. They're like, all right, we'll double your pay here. You just gotta dig. Just dig. Yeah, sure. One
In
of the
those
biggest
times,
lies.
like black units were separated from white units. Like they would have like specific like companies.
Yep.
So like, if one of the black people just scored really well and they were just really smart, they'd be like, "Hey, you're a sapper now." Like, what does that mean? Like, you're smarter. So
Yeah.
Oh.
look,
Another thing is at the time it's World War I, so everyone was nationalistic, so there was a bit of more, initially at least, enthusiasm. But yeah, so those are sappers, similar to tunnel rats of the Vietnam War, hard people, and those are the people the stone carvers are based off of. So, let's see, it is a surprise round. Because narratives are weird like that, isn't it? I gotta bounce the stuff. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. And then right tango. I bet you killed some stone carvers, right? So, the lair action would have already taken out Samuel, so that's out. So that would become a surprise round. L. That is. Okay, yeah. I really should have made tokens for the enemies. Oh wow,
Probably.
that would have been smart. Yeah, of all the things I prepped, there are still things I still forget to do because I'm smart. I am smart like that. So let's give these guys a red, and then their fur is probably brown. So we'll start the. Let's see. So a one. Excuse me. Roll 20. Thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I checked the wrong spot.
Let's see.
God dang. Okay.
1.
It's called being
2,
surrounded. There is no wrong spot.
3.
Could have been in the middle.
It's all wrong.
Alright, calm down, Soldier 76.
Get over here. Get some healing.
And that's it. We'll make the yellow. Yeah. Yep, motherfucker. Alright, so there you go. You guys have
It's just
a
fucking
friend.
Soldier 76 with a shotgun. Anyway.
Shh. Let's see, that is 7 enemies apparent total. There you go. So let's see, 30 feet down. It's gonna spend the whole time to dash.
Oh, god dang it, was that the tree falling down? Because they were digging under it.
Oh.
That's...
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay.
Nah,
So they
They
hit a
don't
tree and they
sound
just
like
keep it
clinking.
trucking?
they
Don't
don't
sip
care.
your tea at us!
It's coffee,
You know
thank you
what?
very much.
Without roots, you know.
Yeah. It would have been the metal clinking as well. Like.
Okay. He's going to so this to say a knoll is more decorated than the others, by the way, is a really weird thing. It's more over that they're more dressed. This more decoratedly dressed knoll. He's going to use his Incite Rampage ability. That's, let's say, the one all the way to the far left. I never select, like, shapes. Roll 20, fix your damn shit.
Did you say Incite Rampage?
It's what?
Did you say Incite Rampage?
Maybe.
Can I see this knoll?
Like, he's, like, you guys all wake up at Witchstalker shouting in this telepathic way, trouble, and then you guys hear this, like, stone crunching through earth as it suddenly jabs up and stuff like that, and then you rush in and specifically hear this, like, on all fours, just like, it running like the hyena man it is at you. So, I would say you're probably awake at the time. Obviously, they'll get a surprise round, but, you're awake when you see it sprint up to you. It doesn't attack you, keep that in mind. It doesn't Incite Rampage of another. It begins like doing like a laugh and then begins barking out its knoll tongue at another thing like towards something that you can't see. Thank you, Fred. Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you. But yeah, you can see it, but you can't see the thing it's inciting.
Okay, just if I can see it, can I see what's in its hand?
It has this long, sort of like staff, or it's a fucking glaive, right? It's a fucking glaive.
Okay. Alright, that's good.
Glaive is 10 feet to it. That's fine. So yeah, Incite Rampage and move in, move 30 feet. Yep, it totally did that, and make a melee attack. All right, let's see here. Okay. So towards you, Tandem.
Question.
Yes.
Would you... How comfortable would it be, in your mind, regardless of what the reality might be, how comfortable would it be or uncomfortable to sleep in a Gambeson?
Okay, here's the thing. I right before this encounter started, I did look it up, like what the ruling of sleeping armor is. Before Xanathars came out, there was no ruling on it at all, and then Xanathar tailed it. I'm going to overrule that. I would say that you can sleep in armor, like whatever armor you want, and like once per free. Because like one of the arguments I read is like if you read like siege stories, like people sleep in armor plenty of times, heavy armors like too. So like I think if you do it just once, it's fine. If you begin doing it, then I'll start telling you to make exhaustion rules and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, I think you guys can sleep in any armor.
Alright.
At least once. Because it's just an adventurous life.
Given the narrative situation and the preparation, Tannen would have felt a false sense of security, so he would be sleeping without the gambeson. So this would be my unarmored armor class.
Okay, so it'll be 10 plus dex.
14.
14. All right, let's see what he rolls. Woo. All right, well that hits. Make me please a Constitution saving throw. Constitution. That fails.
Inspiration.
Okay, reroll it. See? Hey, succeeds! Yay! Alright, so instead, I'm taking some poison damage. Only take 1d6 plus 3. Take 8 points of piercing damage as darting from the darkness in the tree line and stuff like that. I will say that you guys don't necessarily. I know I can't put auras on shit. No one at me with the. Oh, you should have made a fire token for you to put an aura on. Basically, on your guys' side of the river, or not river, pond, you guys could see the creatures rushing and assaulting you. The creatures on the top right of the map, however, if you're trying to attack them, it's at disadvantage because you're shooting into the darkness essentially. And y'all don't have dark vision. Well, Abigail does, but the rest of you don't have dark vision. If you wanted to rush in to have slept in your armor, that is up to you. Like, if anyone wanted to have slept in their armor, that's fair game.
Yeah, just coming off watch, you would take it back off with only a couple more hours before dawn.
Can you guys see the aura around Tannen now, or is that just me?
Yeah, it's just you.
Yeah, it's just you.
Alright.
No, I see it as well. But
That would be for the sword.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'll tell you guys, like, if a shot will be at disadvantage. But basically, like, nearly anything around here is probably just fair game. On the other top right of half of the map, then, yeah, that's it. But, yeah, so take 8 points of piercing damage as this thing blitzes out from the darkness and tree line into the light of, your campfire, your sword, and then just, while you're, like, in the middle of pulling out your second blade, just and begins, like, thrashing at your arm. You manage to, like, smash it with the pommel of your already drawn sword and sort of, like, push it back, but, it's gearing up for another assault. So, still surprise round. So that's the one guy. So these boys. That was the range here. So zoom out. Okay, yeah, that's all it can be. Okay, so this one is going to shoot past at Witchstalker. This one's going to shoot Varric, and this one's going to shoot Sandra. The three most prominent targets. So first, second, third. Let's see.
What attacked me? Was it a Scornkin, a Gnoll?
It was a Gnoll. These are all Gnolls. Like you can see right now.
Okay.
A Gnoll, yes.
Gnoll.
Two ranged attacks apiece. +4? Oh, only a +4. Wow. That fucking sucks. It's as if they're only like CR 1/2 creatures. So misses Witchstalker. I'm pretty sure that hits Witchstalker. Crits on Varric, feels bad, man. Misses on Varric.
Bounces out.
Misses on Sandra. I'm pretty sure that misses as well.
Man, even without armor, that would still miss, so sucks for him.
Yeah. Alright, so literally only Varric gets hit, and it just feels bad, man. Oh well. Them's is how the dice go. So 2d8. 2d8 plus 2 takes. Hey, statistical average right there, isn't it? Takes 11 points of damage on the list, putting him down to 35. Still playing though. He's a hardy boy. That is their turns. Next up are the close-up boys, the ones that don't seem to have carrying any weapons or seem to be content using their claws and maws. That's a rhyme. I'm not a rapper.
Oh. Hey, in all fairness, I think you hit Witchstalker once too.
Did I?
Yeah, once on Witchstalker and a critical on Varric.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay, so.
I think that was it. Oh no, he hit Varric twice.
No, he didn't hit. Varric twice. The 20 is on Witchstalker. Thank you for being honest with me. And as a result, the gods have decided to bless you with the minimal amount of damage. Honesty pays off. Alright, so back to our unarmed boys. Let's see, one of his bite, two of his claws. Okay, so 3 attacks against. Let's see. Closest targets would be Tannum. then Wise, then Sandra.
Never
Okay.
wise, never wise.
Niet.
Don't hurt wise.
Okay, so 1d20 plus 5. Question mark? Yeah, plus 5. Alright, so first 3 attacks are going to be against you, Tandem. That misses, so that's the bite. And then 2 claws. Miss. What's your AC?
+4.
So 14. Okay, so that hits. As a result, take 8 plus 3. Take 7 points of slashing damage as this thing like tries to snap it, and then you dodge it. It's trying to bite your throat, and then while it's like up in your grill, like up in your face, it just begins like trying to claw and tear at you. The first one you manage to sort of like parry it off with your already drawn blade, but the other one does like slash across your forearm, and a splash of blood, hits the ground. Alright, so next up is Wise. So first attack is a bite attack. Pretty sure that hits. Yeah.
Yeah, am I
second
able to use?
Wizard
Am I able to
Man.
use? Am I able to use shield as like a backup thing?
You can use it as a reaction, yeah.
Reaction.
If you want to increase your AC by 5 until the beginning of your next turn, you're free to. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that.
Okay, what is your AC now then?
20.
Okay, so the bite misses, second one misses, third one, just 2 claws, misses. So as this thing is about to do a similar magic, just lunge at you and try to like bite your nose off, like some instinctual reflex. This is probably like one of the ways wizards get taught to cast shield on a reflex, is because they're probably like had pine cones around them until they could naturally instinctively do it. I don't know, it's up to you how you learn shield. So regardless, range. You get on the range, you get on the roll. But yeah, as this thing like almost takes your nose off, turning you into a Voldemort cosplayer, you cast shield, and then instead of like even like basically like 2 inches or so, like just 7 centimeters or whatever away from your face, it hits an invisible barrier, and then as it recoils out from having its snout booped by invisible force, it like lashes backwards, like just in a frantic backing, and then those similarly scratch across an invisible force. You're fine.
Cool.
Last but certainly not least, Sandra. So first attack is a bite attack. What is your AC? Alright, that hits.
16. Yeah, that's.
Make me a Constitution saving throw, and then the 2 claw attacks. Fail.
30.
Success.
Okay, and I don't think that's gonna work, Chief.
That is a fail, indeed. That is indeed a fail.
Ooh, there goes half my health.
1d6. So 1d6 plus 3 plus 2d6 poison damage.
Did I say half? I think that's more than half.
19 points of damage from the first attack. And then I think it's 1d6 plus 3 for the second one. 1d8 plus 3. Plus 4. 23 points of damage.
So,
What's your
boy's
health
at
looking
10
like?
health.
Alright, well now I know. Now I know which one Varric is going for first.
That
Or
was-
Abigail.
Wait,
So
where's Abigail?
yeah, she's right there.
Oh, she's over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think-
So as this thing, it jumps, like it's like like running on all fours, like the beastman it is. It jumps and like bites down your shoulder blade and just begins like clawing into your abdomen, your gut area. It hurts like a motherfucker. You managed to kick it off, but the damage is already inflicted, and you can feel this disgusting corruption, like this poisonous like sting in the veins for like where it bit down on you. So yeah, that's an ouch.
That's a big oof, my friend.
Okay. Can one of you roll me 1d20? One of you. Only one of you.
Sure.
Do it with advantage, because you guys have a campfire.
16.
Congratulations, you do have Sonya's Overwatch support.
Hell yeah.
What does this mean? It means that you guys have your own lair action to inflict. Out of game, give me a target. Just pick me a target. Sonya will attempt to shoot at him with disadvantage.
Any of these over here look like magical types?
They do not. They do not have any sort of stats. They don't have any sort of boon Boone carvings. I was thinking Boone, the sniper from Fallout New Vegas. Great game. You should play it. It's hilarious.
Anyone okay
See-
with this one? The furthest away from the melee. I
Yeah,
figured
take out
that'd
the
be the hard.
archers.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Personally. Maybe take out the one going for the wizard, but if not, archers.
I was gonna say as well, see the one that's done in yellow, is he like the boss or something? Or the
He's more decorated than the rest of them, which is to say he's more dressed.
He has
Ah,
He's an
pants.
old-
so he might not necessarily be like the
Alright.
leader.
So that's a surprise round. Lair, quote unquote, action time. Alright. This one. This is against Aminius.
Yay.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that hits.
Not a critical.
Not a critical. That's good, yeah. So take 13 points of damage, as in a similar capacity to what happened to Samuel, a fucking jaggedly carved stone, like freaking spike lance just shuts out of the ground, and it doesn't cleave into your leg like it did for Samuel, but as you're dodging away from it, it does like scratch across the entirety of like the back of your left leg.
Oh, jeez.